Canada's minimum wage landscape is changing again in 2026, with several provinces, territories, and federally regulated sectors preparing for higher pay rates as governments respond to inflation and rising living costs. Starting April 1st, 2026, workers in Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador, New Brunswick, and Yukon will see their minimum wages rise. These are the first major changes of the year, but they are not the only ones. Workers in Ontario, British Columbia, and Quebec will also get increases later in the year, making this a Canada-wide story rather than a change limited to just a few regions. In Nova Scotia, the minimum wage will move up from $16.50 to $16.75 per hour on April 1st. A second increase is already planned for October 1st, when the rate will reach $17 per hour. Prince Edward Island will also raise its minimum wage on April 1st, moving from $16.50 to $17 per hour. In New Brunswick, the rate will climb from $15.65 to $15.90 per hour, with overtime linked to the new wage level. Newfoundland and Labrador will increase its rate from $16 to $16.35 per hour. Yukon, which already has one of the highest minimum wages in the country, is expected to rise from $17.94 to about $18.37 per hour. The federal minimum wage is also expected to increase on April 1st for workers in federally regulated private sector industries, such as banking, telecommunications, interprovincial transportation, postal services, and some crown corporations. The current federal rate of $17.75 is projected to increase to about $18.10 per hour. Because this federal wage is indexed to inflation, the adjustment happens automatically without the need for new legislation. Later in the year, more major provinces will join in. British Columbia has confirmed that its minimum wage will rise from $17.85 to $18.25 per hour on June 1st. Quebec will increase its general minimum wage from $16.10 to $16.60 per hour on May 1st, while tipped workers there will also receive a higher rate. Ontario follows a different schedule, keeping its current $17.60 per hour until the end of September. From October 1st, the province is expected to raise the rate to around $18 per hour, which would be a symbolic milestone. While minimum wage rates are rising, they still remain well below living wage levels in many parts of Canada. In expensive cities and regions, the amount needed to meet basic expenses such as rent, food, transportation, and childcare is often much higher than the legal minimum wage. This means that even though the upcoming increases will help workers, they may still not fully close the gap between wages and the true cost of living. Overall, the article shows that Canada's wage system is moving toward regular inflation-based increases. Workers in several provinces and federally regulated sectors will benefit from higher pay in 2026, while others will see their raises come later in the year. The broader message is that minimum wage is continuing to rise across the country, but affordability pressures remain a major concern for many workers.